to viewers, some of the following images are confronting.
Two men, no gloves, one winner. There's no referee, no doctor, just a garage door to fall back on. In the suburbs, the fight is on to bring bare-knuckle boxing out of the backyard and into the big arena.
I put these bones to domes, baby!
Real, raw and bloody.
Left hand, looking to kick.
Bare-knuckle boxing is legal in some US states and growing fast.
It's gushing blood right now.
Even after the death of a fighter in 2021 following a brutal 19-second knockout. Now some want to import it down under. An application linked to Conor McGregor was rejected by Western Australia's Combat Sports Commission, shutting down the proposed fight on safety grounds. But the sport's supporters are still coming out swinging. We're outside a regular home in Western Sydney, except a bare-knuckle boxing match is about to take place in the backyard. Usually they don't let journalists come to these kind of things because they're illegal. But today we've been given special access. There's one bloke who reckons the blood sport is actually good for his mental health. He goes by the nickname the Limb Reaper. He's been to jail for kidnapping his own dad, and he's waiting for us inside.
With equality and everyone's accepting everyone else and all this but some people have to accept it. Some people just fight and they need to do this. It's like therapy for us.
Randall Raymond is ready to hurt.
Everybody dies, not everybody lives. It's a roller coaster, the best roller coaster.
When COVID-19 locked him out of the gym, the former boxer and MMA fighter turned to bare knuckle. It's a brotherhood of sorts, and the price of admission is blood. He was down to fight at the now cancelled event in Perth. Now he's settling for bouts on a concrete driveway. After 3 rounds of bone-on-bone hits, it ends in a hug and a lip split wide open.
You're in the moment. If you think about anything else, kill or be killed, it's a mad thrill.
Randall insists both men were in complete control.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Poetry in motion, man. That's why people are attracted to it.
There's no animosity between us.
There's nothing.
There's no bad blood.
It's love.
For sport.
It's love.
This woman, who just watched the blows rain down on her brother, felt less poetic.
My stomach was in knots. There's blood. You can hear the hits and my stomach was turning.
It looks a lot more brutal than it is. There's a bit of blood, but the fights are 2-minute rounds. They go a lot quicker and they're stopped quicker.
The 38-year-old has spent a life in the ring. He credits fighting as his rehabilitation from a violent past. In 2009, Randall pled guilty to kidnapping.
Took my father hostage.
According to court documents, Randall, then 21, tied the man up in his own home, holding him overnight while physically assaulting him. At one point, he threatened to cut off his toe. The court heard his father had allegedly sexually assaulted another family member, and Randall blamed himself for not being able to stop it, despite being a child at the time. The judge was satisfied this was the central motivation for the offence.
It ate away at me because I never spoke to anyone about it. I just kept it to myself.
He eventually let his father go with instructions to leave Sydney and later handed himself in to police. After his arrest and conviction came a turning point.
It was a blessing in a way that I went to jail because I went cold turkey and then I went to a rehab facility. They said jump and I said how high. I always craved discipline. I never had discipline and I loved it, and that's what I got from boxing.
15 years later, he's worked hard, bought a house and juggles coaching and mentoring teens on top of a full-time job, but insists something remains unchanged.
That same animal that put me inside, that same monster, it's still there. All you can do is channel it in a positive way, and that's what fighting does.
Now pushing 40, he sees bare-knuckle boxing as his last fight.
We're going to try and push, we're going to keep trying to, we're not going to stop, we're going to try and get this legalised. We don't want people fighting in the backyards, we want them to do it safe.
Can it ever really be safe?
Well, can anything ever really be safe? Can rugby league ever really be safe?
But what about kids who are watching you do it on YouTube, they have a crack in their backyard.
You got people getting their heads blown off, kids watching everything. Like, if you're worried about that, there's so much worse stuff to see out there than me bare-knuckling.
We asked experienced neurologist Dr. Julia Thompson down to one of Randall's gloves-on sparring sessions.
Didn't like that shot.
No, every time there'll be an impact, the brain is shifting around.
Randall was a big enough sport to hear what she had to say.
It looked like you'd obviously doing a training session, so in a controlled weight with a team member. But from a neurologist, it looked like repetitive hits to the head, grabbing the neck, repetitive hits to the face. What worries me is that this is controlled training, and in a ring, this is minor compared to what it could be if an opponent really wants to win.
You don't realise we have levels, and so we know what our punches do. Like, it's like gears. So what looked like it looked bad, it was very controlled. It just came across bad.
I appreciate you're both fine after it, but one of the punches, direct hit up to the head, was shut down King's Cross.
While Randall says he accepts the risks involved, it's ultimately not up to him to decide if bare-knuckle boxing will be officially recognised. The decision to sanction the divisive discipline falls on the combat sports bodies in each state. While an application was quashed in WA, in New South Wales, a group launched by NRL and boxing star Anthony Mundine has thrown their hat into the ring. The combat sports regulator of New South Wales says they're considering an application to officially recognise the sport. They say they haven't made a decision yet and will obtain health and safety advice. Advice which Randall is unlikely to take. Would anything put you off this sport?
Nothing. Nothing will put me off, because I know I wouldn't be here without fighting.
Brianna Parkins joins us now on the desk. Bree, the Limb Reaper is certainly a character. What was that like?
It is. Well, Amelia, they say you never forget your first, and that bare-knuckle boxing match is something I'm unlikely to forget for a long time. So when we got there, they told the spectators to spread out around those mats. That was in case someone got knocked out and we could break their fall down to that hard concrete driveway. Just the fact that that was a possibility that they were anticipating shows how real, how raw this sport is. Now, for whether this will officially ever get greenlit, that is up to the regulators. We saw staunch opposition from that WA application from that state's Australian Medical Association branch. They branded it human dogfighting at the time. We're likely to see that same opposition for this state, New South Wales application by Anthony Mundine, by this state's AMA. They said the sport is an unacceptable risk to human life. They branded the application deplorable. They're asking for the government to block it.
Amazing. All right, thanks, Bree.
Hell of a story. Still to come on 10 News Plus.